Maxwell is willing to testify before Congress, but only if granted immunity and other major conditions per her lawyer's letter to House Oversight. These include full immunity, no interview at her prison, committee must submit all questions in advance, interview only after her Supreme Court and habeas petitions are resolved. Epstein taking down this global pedophile ring is a massive thing. Do not get me wrong. I do not want it to be understated. We have to restore faith in our justice system. Do we believe that Maxwell, A, has information that we don't already have, B, that she's going to tell the truth, C, that our Justice Department is going to do anything about it, worth giving her immunity to come forward to do all this and all her other demands. And for context, Todd found this out. The immunity is for any new thing, not to like she walks out of prison tomorrow, even though I've heard that she's appealing to the Supreme Court.
She is appealing to the Supreme Court
to get her out of prison now.
The fact that she is asking for immunity for what she's going to divulge gives me a little bit of hope, but understand something. This woman is going to be in prison. She's going to stay in prison. And there is a part of me that's like, well, I mean, you're there. You're going to say anything you possibly can say to shorten your sentence or get out of it altogether. But the question you have to ask yourself is it worth it? And I honestly think it is. You just got to look at the evidence and say, hey, what do you have? You know, what can be proven? Because he said, she said stuff that's not going to float. We need documents. We need pictures. We need videos. We need your secret stash out of your safety deposit box. That's what we need.
If I see, so here's the standoff they're in. She says, I'm willing to give you information, but you got to give me immunity first. Whereas the lawyers are like, okay, but we need information that we can get a conviction on.
Yes.
So you got to tell us that information first before we can offer immunity. So they're in this standoff right now. Yep. So it is a gamble. You know, if they offer a deal of some way, it's a gamble. Like she, you know what I mean? Because she might throw up a big nothing burger out there. And now you know another thing.
I'm sorry, but whatever she's offering, I don't know if it's worth giving her immunity, because that lady needs to be in a freaking wood chipper, man. I mean, she was the accomplice of all the victims that they had, and I would be more like, no, you're gonna give us everything you have, or you think your life's a living hell right now? You see what we can do to you. We will make your life a living hell.
This is the catch-22. In the same breath, we want the names. We want to know these high-profile political figures that are behind all this stuff too. So I'll go even further. Is Ghislaine Maxwell worth giving like Supreme Court throwing her case out to get all those people? Is it worth it? That's what I'm saying. It's a tough thing. So riddle me that. Like you want to be the president? You want to be the people that are behind all these decisions and everything? Like, answer that question. Like, is it actually worth it? But we got to move on. This is Donald Trump. This is a released audio of him talking about Epstein, and basically him finding out that Epstein was taking girls, and that's what ended up leading to him kicking him out of Mar-a-Lago and things like that. Let's play it.
It is pretty soon. We think pretty soon.
Mr. President, Epstein has a certain reputation, obviously. But just curious, were some of the workers that were taken from you, were some of them young women?
Were some of them
young women?
Well, I don't want to say, but everyone knows the people that were taken, and it was the concept of taking people that work for me is bad, but that story's been pretty well out there, and the answer is yes, they were.
Yes, they were young women.
What did they do? In the spa.
In the spa.
Yeah, people that work in the spa. I have a great spa, one of the best spas in the world at Mar-a-Lago, and people were taken out of the spa, hired by him. In other words, gone, and other people would come and complain, this guy is taking people from the spa. I didn't know that. And then when I heard about it, I told them, I said, listen, we don't want you taking our people, whether it was spa or not spa. I don't want him taking people. And he was fine. And then not too long after that, he did it again. And I said, out of here.
Mr. President,
did one of those...
All right, there you go. So that was him talking about what led to him kicking Jeffrey Epstein out of out of Mar-a-Lago, a lot of people are taking this out of context and they're like, oh, Donald Trump just admitted he knew that he was taking women.
He had kids in the spa.
Epstein,
why did he have kids in the spa?
Epstein Island. No, I don't think that's the context that he's talking about. I think that at the time, Donald Trump thought he was stealing like employees and things. Like that's what he was talking about. But either way, this is another thing with Donald Trump here. Let's play this.
That's such old history. Very easy to explain, but I don't want to waste your time by explaining it. But for years, I wouldn't talk to Jeffrey Epstein. I wouldn't talk because he did something that was inappropriate. He hired help. And I said, don't ever do that again. He stole people that work for me.
Yeah.
I said, don't ever do that again. He did it again.
Pause. That's the part right there. So the left media yesterday was all about Donald Trump admits he knew that Jeffrey Epstein was stealing girls to sex traffic them from Mar-a-Lago. He admits it. There you go. There's the page 2. There's the page 2. There it is. No, Donald Trump was talking about the fact of what led him to kick out Jeffrey Epstein from Mar-a-Lago was he assumed that Jeffrey Epstein was stealing workers from Donald Trump's business to go help out Jeffrey Epstein. He didn't realize that what probably was going down was that kind of stuff. There's always another side to that. There's always another this. That's why you can't believe a single thing that these media lying hacks say, because they're all liars, every single one of them across the board. Well, hold on. Before we go to that, do we have... Nah, it doesn't matter. Here's the point. All of this comes down to this. Everybody wants Trump to go after everybody. Donald Trump posted 2 things yesterday. He posted this one on his Truth Social. Says it's time to indict Obama, the traitor, for treason. And then let's go to the other one. This is the important one. All right. Until this happens, nothing will change. You see, you got Comey in there, you got Hillary Clinton in there, you got Obama in there, and multiple others behind bars. I think that Donald Trump is teeing up some major things to go down. Okay. You're hearing all these things taken out of context about Donald Trump saying things like, I wonder if my name was planted in the Epstein files and things like that. But now you hear Donald Trump talking more and more and more about his relationship with Epstein. You've got all this stuff with Ghislaine Maxwell going on. You've got all of these aggressive things that he's now starting to put out with all these people behind bars. I just can't help but get this feeling that this is some kind of Donald Trump 4D chess. These people are about to get, at minimum, I think they're going to do exactly what they did to Trump and company. They're going to find 15 of them and they're going to walk them to some county, probably not in Georgia because Georgia's a lost cause, but either way, maybe in Florida or something like that. They're going to charge them however they got to do it. And they're going to mugshot all these people. And then through that, then they're going to start going down a way to, Todd, to your point earlier, actually starting to get things done to put these people underneath the prison.